Yo, this is UndaSkore. Welcome back to the channel for another video. Today we're going to be trying to make something trippy. Let's get straight into it.
UndaSkore.
So the plan today is to make something a bit more trippy and psychedelic than I'm used to. I'm looking at inspiration from producers like Clams Casino on this sort of beat, something that ASAP Rocky would jump on, for example. I find that the best sort of psychedelic and trippy tracks are the ones that make you feel something, more specifically like you're on drugs. Now, if you don't know what that feels like, you want this song to be able to take you to what you think it would feel like to be on drugs or be drunk, for example. So I'm going to start off with trying to make a melody. I'm working at 145 BPM today. We've got an analog lab sound open that sounds like this. So I've started off with a chord progression, and as you can see, it's just 3 chords, really basic, but it straight away makes you feel some sort of emotion. So you can see really basic drums, hi-hat pattern which I've just played in manually, just threw in a few rolls every now and then, standard snare, really simple, and then on the last hit of every couple of bars I've just put in a really high reverb one just to add a bit of emphasis. Now I'm just going to throw in some really basic kicks, and that would be the same thing, really simple. Then I think finally we'll just throw in an open hi-hat just to give it a bit more of a cool rhythm, and then we can start going back to the melody again. Okay, so now as we're adding the melodic parts to this, we have to keep in mind that we're going for something trippy. And if we're just going to do straight up MIDI, just finding different sounds and playing different notes, it's not going to really sound that trippy. It's going to sound a lot more clean cut and a lot more standard and generic, because you're using normal sounds, normal scales, and it's all within line. What I found works best when you're trying to do something a bit more crazy, a bit more interesting, and a bit more experimental is to use more samples, and especially things like the human voice. Now, Clams Casino is really good at doing this. You'll notice in a lot of his best tracks, a lot of the ones that he's produced for ASAP Rocky, things like I'm God, for example, which I think is his best track. He always takes these amazing vocal samples and does crazy things with them. So I've got this Clams Casino pack here, and it's got a lot of random different chops from different songs and whatnot, but it's also got a little Billie Eilish in there. So I'm going to try to use one of these to make the main part of the melody that goes underneath the chord progression. So we've got this one here, this Billie Eilish 17. This is how it sounds normally. And I don't know which Billie Eilish song that's from. I do listen to quite a bit of her, but I don't know her that well to know specifically that sample. First of all, I'm just putting on the EQ, and I'm just going to take out a lot of the lows, because there's a lot of different harmonics in that sound. I want to try to narrow it down a bit. And then I've just turned on the RC20 to add a bit more reverb, distortion, and a little bit of bit crushing as well. So now it sounds like this, and I can play it as a sort of one shot. to process this even more just to make it really weird, really crazy, and see if we can get some sort of happy accidents. So I'm just going to throw on Effectrix first, which is always a good way just to get some randomness going, and just do what I usually do. Okay, so let's get into this 808. I just got a standard one that I've got from Cymatics here, and it's really basic. Sounds like this. Then let the tail ring out. It's not too long, but it's not too short either. And I want to keep the pattern fairly basic, just following the sort of chord progression. Gonna add a few more perk sounds and things like that now. I've got another hi-hat here. Just add another layer. Then I just added this extra vocal, just a woman saying yeah, but I've got a nice tape echo on it, which is just making it sound really weird and cool. So now I just want to add some Foley and something that sits in the background and just adds to the overall atmosphere and ambience. If you listen to lo-fi music, you'll hear a lot of the time with like the rain and background sounds of like traffic and things like that. So you can hear by itself, it just sounds like nothing really. So I just put a ton of reverb and delay on it, put it really low in the mix, but it just adds that extra atmosphere. And it's a really nice sort of finishing touch a lot of the time. And you can use this in all sorts of genres as well. So definitely try that out. Going to throw in my tag now, and I always have a lot of fun putting my tag into different beats because you can just always do something different and it always sounds cool just putting some delay on it, a lot of reverb, or putting some sort of stutter effect on it, for example. By the way, if you haven't got a tag and you want to know how to make a cool one, let me know, I'll make a video about it. I just want to do a couple of cool things just to, you know, add to the experimental aspect of it. One really easy trick that you can do if you just want to switch things up, works really well for a bridge a lot of the times, is just to make everything halftime. So I'm just going to do this on the master channel now because I want everything to have the same effect. We'll literally just grab halftime, drag it on, and it will sound like this. So now I'm just going to automate it so the halftime only comes on at that section and then drops out again. So now I'm just going to go through and arrange it, and I'll play it at the end of this video as always. Thank you so much for watching, really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, it really means a lot. Otherwise, have a good one. Peace out.
UndaSkore.